How many of you in your business have a board of advisors? Put them up. Okay. How many of you in your business wish you had a board of advisors? Yeah, absolutely. It's so valuable to be able to learn from them, to tap into their resources. And so I'm going to share with you now and show you how you can actually outsource your own board of advisors. Does that sound interesting? If it does, say aye. Okay, cool. Let's bring up my friend Mike Calhoun. Mike, where are you, buddy? All right. Give him a round. Now, also known as Mike Calhoun, the voice.
Yeah, baby.
This guy talks and panties drop. Anyways, so Mike and I, we go way back. Guess how long? 15 years. Mike and I, we go back marketing days, real estate, etc. And how many of you have or are currently in or have ever been in a mastermind? Okay, yep. And does anybody in the room, I can barely see you guys, that's why I go like this. How many of you don't know what a mastermind is? Okay, a few of you. So a mastermind is a collective, small group, usually people in a similar niche or different niches, entrepreneurs, and you get together on a regular basis to help each other out, to collaborate, to mastermind, to make your plans and to grow your business. They become kind of a part of your team. Idealistically, this is sort of the mission, if you will, of a mastermind. So masterminds have been around for a long time, but back in the day, I want to tell you an origin story here. Back in the day, there weren't a lot of masterminds, and this was, this was a decade ago. Now there's a lot of masterminds. And so Mike and I, we had a great friend, Jason Medley. Does anybody know Jason? Yeah, a few of you do. So Jason had a mastermind called Collective Genius, which was for real estate investors. And he had really had some great success. It had really gone well. He was a pioneer and he was crushing it. And we all are, we live in this spirit of collaboration. That's the world that we come out of, because we know that when you collaborate, it makes everyone stronger, right? And so Jason is a dear, abundant friend, and he called all of his close amigos, maybe 20 of us, and he said, "Hey, listen, come on out to Tampa." It was Tampa, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he said, "Come on out to Tampa, stay at this hotel for the weekend. I'll rent a little room, and I'll just give you my playbook. I'll just peel back the curtain and show you exactly how I made this happen." And kind of all the big stars of the marketing world, there was 20 or 30 of us, kind of showed up with our notepads. And, Kent Clothier was there, the Diamonds were there, you and I, a bunch of people that went on to create some big masterminds. I started Mastery Retreats, and we had a great 8-year run. Yeah, there's some Mastery Retreats members in the rooms, and it was a great mastermind. And Mikey created Board of Advisors, okay, BA. So he created Board of Advisors. How many of you have heard of Board of Advisors? Okay, a lot of you. Okay.
Actually, he tells the story very well.
Do I?
I'm enjoying this.
Yeah. And so over that decade, I saw Mikey do it. I didn't go. I don't know, you just get busy. 10 years, though, that's not an excuse.
It hurt my feelings a little bit.
Yeah, I totally, and my apologies. This is bullshit. I should have showed up a lot sooner. I was just busy. Who the hell knows? But I saw it happen online. I saw what he was doing, and even with me not even being there, I knew what it was. And of course, I had a lot of friends a lot of people that came out of Mastery Retreats too went into BA also, and they all came back to me and said how great it was. Jerry Conti and so many others, and so I knew it was going to be great. Well, finally, I got off my ass a short while ago, maybe 8 months ago, and came and checked it out. And it was, of course, way more outstanding than I thought it was going to be. So you just took it to a whole nother level. And by the way, I'll never forget, Jason Medley said one thing. He said, "Listen, this is the most important thing you must know if you want to duplicate what I've done. He said, you've got to make this your business. Live it, eat it, sleep it. This is your business. And most of us in that room, it was an adjunct to our business. What business was I in?
One,
I was
two,
in the
three
outsourcing
employee.
business. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 employee. And we focused on 1, 2, 3, and it became, a kind of a household brand in the entrepreneur space. And so it was kind of an adjunct to our business. We would do the mastermind, it was great, and then we'd move on to our business. And then the next quarter we'd come back and do it. But not you. I mean, you could tell. You could just, even before I got there, over that decade of just, I could see it all. I mean, you took it to a whole nother level. Then I went, and I was completely mind blown on all levels. But probably, I think the biggest distinction with you is your idea conceptually, and the way you played it out is that a company comes into board of advisors, and now they have a board of advisors. Am I correct there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like at board of advisors, there are no members. You would be joining as an advisor. You would sit as an advisor on the board with several hundred other owner, founders, CEOs. Could be funds, firms, family offices, but it's the decision-making party in the industries across America. So you have a responsibility to bring certain competencies, years of experience, intellectual property, your Rolodex, and your real job is to put it on the table for everybody else. So if there's a few hundred of them doing that and there's one of you, the scales tip in your favor every time. And one of the things that we actually kind of ate our own dog food on is we were in the online business development space for about 12 years with Adobe.
Yeah, and that business, you were light years ahead of your time because we were one of your clients. And even back then, the stuff that you were creating was, people were paying, hundreds of thousands of dollars for the stuff that you guys were creating. I mean,
What people didn't realize was the brand was going to be the most important thing in an online business because the credibility was all around the name, the way you
did that early
look,
on.
feel. Yeah, it was
a trailblazer.
That was your storefront. That was the face of your business, and it became the brand. And the brand is what really ended up having the value over time, if done right. Which is one of the reasons that we chose board of advisors, because we didn't want to be a mastermind. We wanted to actually be a community of these owners and founders that wanted to function and go through a format like a mastermind, but be part of something really that gave and gives status to the individual.
Yeah, and I was blown away on so many levels, man. I mean, you guys are, first of all, your tech layer is sick. The way that you've built the whole community with this tech back office,
we actually drive more synergies and deal flow than probably all other platforms combined.
Talk about some of those deals, because they're big deals.
Yeah, like even the last meeting, we had one 20-minute presentation get $3 million just from one individual, like sitting in the member advisor audience, right? The platform, though, we probably drive, like I said, more real deals and synergies between these advisor members than anyone else due to the way that we actually profile out our member. We'll do a full-blown interview and create a data set, a digital version of the actual advisor. Right. So we'll know all the competencies that you bring to the table. Many times we can actually advocate for you better than you can advocate for you, because most of you actually suck at selling yourself.
I get introductions every week from your team.
No, you're horrible, really, at selling yourself. You're great at selling everybody else and serving your customers and all that stuff. But when it's time to talk about yourself, you just don't do a great job at it. And I think we've mastered that. And then being able to elegantly identify where are the weaknesses, where are the competencies, and sew that together for the mutual benefit, everybody wins. When you do it, we kind of did it for years before we even started BA. Then BA became like the brand that really supported that strength on our side. But you got to experience it
I did, firsthand. But talk about some of the deals, like one of your BA members just had an exit. Some of those,
man,
these are big deals that you're bringing to the table.
Well, so everybody comes and they bring a business or a brand or a product there's only a couple things out there. There's products, platforms, and services, maybe a hybrid thereof, right? But they'll bring something that is currently their focus, and really what ends up transpiring is meeting somebody else or collaborating with somebody else, and something bigger happens. Like, we had a gentleman in the staffing, he was very similar, sales staffing, so anybody from, say, Metro PCS, Singular, T-Mobile, Best Buy, anybody selling a phone, a tablet, a PC, anything like that, they staffed it all across America. I mean, it was like the Matrix. Headquarters, screens like this, leaders running 15, 20 people, earbuds in their ears, on the floors, in these establishments that you well know, and they were running sales through the human on the floor, right, distributed all across America, like 3,000 to 5,000 people at any given time. Big company, huge payroll support, and he's like, I'm running all these brands, I'm running their business for them. Why wouldn't I just start my own business? So inside of the conversation with board of advisors, he's like, I should just go do my brand. So we created what was called Talk More Wireless right out of the community, propped it up, raised capital, and rolled up a few hundred locations. They were Metro PCS locations converted into Talk More Wireless, and then we actually layered it in with another brand called Mobile Love, which is an accessory brand. So like the cases, the covers, the goofy stuff that goes along with like a mobile device. And they just stepped off, and I mean, it was a clean exit. They're not attached to it for years. They don't have to manage it. They're out. I mean, we've got another huge deal on the plate right now with SKUX. That's a 5-year project. Raised tons of capital for that. You guys can go there. So they've reinvented the entire coupon industry. The funny part about SKUX is they came in. It was like their worst day. They came into their first meeting, and we basically told them, what you have is great, but it's going to fail. Like, we really need to hit the reset button. And that's not what somebody wants to hear, but sometimes that's like the quality of the community is the one that's going to tell you the truth, right? So the dissolution of that and the reinvention, rebuilding of the team, reposturing of the tech has now reinvented the entire coupon industry, turned them into incentives, and we can drop an actual incentive that is costless and lossless right into your digital wallet from anywhere. I mean, it's wild. So it's SKU, if you want to look it up, SKU, skux.io. I mean, I have a ton of stories.
Yeah, and we only have another minute or two. But so first of all, the deliverables. Board of Advisors meets quarterly in Dallas.
So we do 20 days of first-class engagements, as I like to call it.
Okay, 20 days a year.
These are not meetings. These are engagements. At the Ritz-Carlton.
Yep.
Now we're in Dallas, trying to make it about a 2.5 hour direct flight for anybody. We were in the Tampa Bay area for about 10 years.
Right. Yep. And what else do they get besides the days?
Oh, we're a full-time operation. So we are there every day, all week, all month, all year long. Full-time executive team. Just expanded to LA with the Contis. Jerry and Jessica just did their first satellite one-dayer there. You're getting access to myself, the team, our entire platform, all of the data from every single advisor, the alumni, the active members, everything for the last 10 years. And then you're getting really well executed, like I said, 20 days of face-to-face, eyeball-to-eyeball, belly-to-belly engagements where like you're going to come and you're going to bring your competency, but what we're going to guide you through is really where is the value in that invested time for you, because we know the members so well because we have all the data and we invest in them constantly. There's no way that you're going to be able to expedite yourself through that. So we guide that. We will curate those conversations to a point where, like, realistically, there's probably 3 people in this room that might change your world, but how the hell would you know? We make sure that those are the individuals you're talking to and you're seeing what is possible.
Fantastic. So I've seen firsthand, because now I'm with Board of Advisors, but essentially I believe that a business could come in, plug into BA, get all the leads and referrals they need for the year. They can have a full advisory for the year. They can raise capital. It's a one-stop resource.
There is nothing.
That
I
you
mean,
can't
I had
get
somebody
in,
talking
right.
to me about red light last night, and the guy's like, "How do you
Jonathan.
know so much?" Yeah, I'm like, we've had a member from every genre at the highest level you can possibly imagine, and it's not that I know everything. We've just been so exposed.
Yeah.
But you know, you have something that you're working on
Yeah.
as well. With, you want to share a little bit of that?
We actually did yesterday,
Okay.
the session you slept through. So, yes, but
I was a little exhausted.
you deserve the rest. Yeah, absolutely. You got to pass. And so, but no, BA it's been huge for that. So that's great. So how much is Board of Advisors?
So BA is less than, say, a minimum wage employee for the year. We're $30K. It includes the primary, the spouse, and a key man or key person. So it's really 3 heads. So we believe in penetrating the organization further. In a lot of our demographic, the spouse may be in the business, but they also usually have a partner or somebody that's like operationally, marketing, finance, that's very involved. When we bring all 3 of those heads, it just makes a really, really good experience for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Tremendous value. So one thing I know about pretty much almost all of you in the room, you all need a Board of Advisors. So I decided to do something kind of cool. I've earmarked about $300K to send up to 10 of you guys to Board of Advisors for the next year for free. Does that sound cool? Okay, all right. So would you like to know how we're going to do that? I'll tell you in a few. All right. Mikey, thanks for being up here with us. I
Pleasure.
appreciate it. Thank you
Yes,
for
sir.
coming out. I know what a busy guy you are.